Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the Xbox Beast Fire. Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
DJ Louis Styles.
Bottles only for the lows. Why y'all niggas do the most? Always lying, I know. Always lying on the pros.
As you guys come in, be so kind, hit the like button. Get ready to get in the background.
Walking in, let it go. I am it, I'm on the road. Niggas get them cause he old. Heard they banning by the road. I'm guessing he ain't paid the toll. My killers here, we on go. Feed the bros, feed the bros. Touch your money, never slow. See no, see no. I walk in the spot with a pelican. Whip game on elephant. Wrist game on heroin. Dick game on heaven. Smack a bitch before she damage shit. I'm Rick James off heroin. Rick James off heroin. Rick James off heroin. Fuck all the gimmicks you sold. Handle your business you told. Real niggas in the hole. They ain't never coming home. You ain't never kill a soul. Get you dealt with for the low. Put the pressure on the hole. But you niggas want smoke. I admit I'm on the road. Niggas get them cause he old. Heard they banning by the road. I'm guessing
You got nothing but silence, man. You know, I can
what's going on here?
We
I
good.
can fit
No,
you
no.
nervous.
Hey, no, we good. There's music playing in the background. We out. I'm put the tags
Okay.
in.
I got warrants now. I can't.
We good. We good.
Hold on, people.
Go to the page. We should be rocking the roll. I'll put some tags in.
You know what? I had to read my computer went haywire on me, and 97% of it is just because I'm a dumbass, and I set it up wrong. But none of my drivers are installed, so everything is just like super humongous.
Do me a favor, as you guys come in, you be so kind, hit the like button. A little late night Xbox Beast Fire. I got the skeleton crew together for you today. But we're going to have some fun here tonight, though. We're going to make it happen. Should be always a very entertaining show, to say the least.
What's up, people in the chat? Material weapon. Stuff.
One fucking time Kratos isn't here.
Oh yeah, I know.
The one fucking time.
Let me ask when you want to hop in. Ask my ass when you want to hop in.
Big up to Halo Storm in the chat. What's up, Halo?
Oh.
My man, Gold Lion X23. What else we got here? Jamal King. D Almighty, what's up? What's good, bro? Space Jesus. My man, my people's Mr. Righteous Fish. What's going on, man? Neverland. Oh damn, Neverland. Well, you must got warrants too, but they caught your dumb ass. Hey, where you come from?
Alright. Yeah, like I said, man, these Xbox, I ain't gonna lie, man, out here looking kind of spooky. Looking real spooky.
Hey, yo, I put Kieran out on Twitter, man. I didn't even go to the rest of the delegation. I didn't go to Op, and I didn't go to my man Criggity, but I had to make a decision for us. You know what I'm saying?
Outside retweeting or like stuff, I just left that one alone.
I ain't want no parts of it, man. I'm sorry, I ain't want no parts of it. Bro.
You can't go.
Apparently, there's people who are like blocking fans who are calling them out now.
Oh shit.
Oh, people getting blocked by who?
I don't know. Some people who are claiming there's a downgrade now, they're blocking the people who are showing them there wasn't one.
Oh, who out there blocking people? Listen, man, we got to tell the truth.
Oh no. You know this is Vice. We get to the root of everything.
I don't know, but apparently PlayStation fans are just some of the worst, and they are muting people. His name starts with a press.
Oh
and
damn.
With Tofi.
Oh, they can't.
Oh, Toby blocking people?
Yeah, press starts blocking apparently, or he's muting at least.
He's more of a PC Nintendo dude.
Yeah, but he still jumped on the bandwagon when everyone proved him wrong. That's his response.
So I mean, what's the deal? I mean, we're gonna talk about it, but is it official? Is there a downgrade or not a downgrade?
That one scene to me looked weird, but everything else looks fine. That's all.
Maybe
Yeah, that one scene, I won't admit, that screenshot was bad. Like, I could notice there was a downgrade in that particular screenshot.
Was it a bad screenshot though? Because I actually looked at the footage again, and like it still looked pretty much the same from the screenshot. Like Spider, he was
I don't know. Maybe that scene is just they downgraded that particular scene. I don't know what happened there, but the rest of the game is just not indicative of what that screenshot and what that scene is.
But here's the thing, though. Honestly, and listen again. Shout out to everybody in the chat as you come in. You be so kind to hit the like button. We do this every game, not us. Whatever the case. I mean, God of War got a downgrade. Uncharted, but here's the thing.
Apparently, Uncharted 4 got a downgrade from BGST last night.
But here's the thing.
Detroit?
Or the ports?
Detroit or State of Decay 2. That we can all agree they got a downgrade. But here's the thing. Listen, I'm like the Xbox guy. They need me back badly. You guys, you're picking. You got to pick and choose your battles, man. You can't say Spider-Man got a downgrade when it still looks better than every exclusive graphically on your preferred platform of choice.
Well, how about a better question? Did games like Sea of Thieves get downgraded?
Oh, for sure. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. That's what
hold on. If they deny that it gets downgraded, how are they picking on Spider-Man?
Well, listen, like I said, I don't know who I did. Who's the Godfather right now? The Xbox. I don't know what's going on. Like, who's the president? Somebody needs to be fired. Somebody
my man Griggity. I think he's runner up, man. Oh. What's going on, Griggity? You ready to take that crown, bro?
I thought Kid Smooth wanted the keys to the castle. Like,
hey, I rep the Xbox, but on this topic right here, I don't want no parts of it, brother.
Okay, I was about to say, I tweeted at Kid Smooth today saying what's good, and I showed him the screenshots of the comparison between 2016, 17 to what it is now.
Send Kratos a link.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'm just
anyways, I did that, and then his response was, "What does any of this have to do with the particular scene I dissected?" Until I see that scene again, I'm still not going to shut up about it.
Who said that? Smooth?
It's Smooth.
Oh man, listen. Listen. I would hate to question his integrity. God bless his heart.
You got God bless his heart though, because apparently Kid Snooze went through a downgrade too. Did you see that, man?
Oh, I seen the picture. I seen the photo. But it's crazy.
Okay, I'm not touching on that one.
I'm just saying though. He just saying what to put out a public tweet that he's not getting Spider-Man because he don't have no time to play. Got to get NBA Live. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing?
That had a downgrade. He had a video the fastest out of everyone.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Kid Smooth, man, you're a cool dude, right?
No, he cool, man.
I get the Xbox love because I'm there with him, but that NBA Live love, I can't get that shit. I do not understand that love you got for NBA Live. Like,
hold on. Kid Smooth was over here with the IGN meme of like Spider-Man 2016 to 2018 saying that it got worse. He pulled an IGN meme on this shit.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Again, I would hate to question anyone's integrity. But here's the though. Listen, forget your personal preference to the side, whether you're an Xbox guy, PlayStation guy, Nintendo guy, right? Why are we even jumping? Not we, but I didn't take personal dumb shit. I'll scream about a downgrade. Are you happy that a game doesn't? I mean, I don't understand it. Like, really, Maya, turn that shit down. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, I'm really trying to sit back.
It's all about the console war, man.
I get it, but you're losing that because they're exclusive. Listen, there's one thing we can do. We can say you may like Halo better than whatever the hell. Uncharted. That's your opinion. I'm not taking it from you. But we're just talking about not the game that we love, but graphics. But graphics, you can't, like you said, their games look better graphically than what's on your rival platform. That's just a fucking fact. You know what I mean? Even with the downgrade, tell me, pick one goddamn game that's exclusive-wise that came out on the Xbox that looks better than Spider-Man.
Yeah, and while we're on the downgrade subject, do you mind pulling up that video I sent you earlier?
Oh yeah, I got you. Like I said, that shit is. You said that was shit kind of spooky. Give me 1 second. Look at that plan.
We'll pull up that video. We can pull up some of these tweets.
Yeah.
Everybody about to get.
Oh God! Oh damn! It's lethal.
I literally warned people in DMs like, do not jump on this bandwagon. It could end up horrible for you.
You did.
No one listened. Besides Dirt. Dirt listened.
Go
ahead, Dirk. Go ahead.
I don't get involved with the downgrade shit unless it's obvious, like Watch Dogs, you know, or something.
And that's why they're a joke. That's why Ubisoft is a joke.
Yeah. I don't
know. They didn't come back from that joke though. They've been really pulling it back.
I don't know, but like every time there's a reveal, we like question it now a lot. And that's
I would say that the state of their end product is a joke, opposed to what you've been seeing. You talk about wolf tickets. Yeah, Ubisoft is the ultimate wolf ticket seller, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, a lot of their products still do good. So that just proves to show that regardless if there's a downgrade or not, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like my Xbox friends, I done told y'all when God of War came out and y'all was like downgrade, even the Daddy of War stuff. And when it came out, and the what was shown on the $200 or $250 model looked better than what was shown on our $500 model. That was time for you to sit on your hands. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just keep it's just this console war shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the Game Pass is stupid. It's just back and forth. But this theory does, like Lex just said, does look Xbox look desperate that you want a game to fail. You want a game to fail because it's not in your category or things may not be up to par on your side of the street. And that's where things look kind of shady. And we just got to stop. You know what I'm saying?
We just got to stop. I agree wholeheartedly, man.
We got to stop. And that's why if you haven't been paying attention on Twitter, I have officially, as the interim Xbox delegate, I'm telling you motherfuckers that if Spider-Man comes out and it is the second AAA action-packed game that looks better on a $250 console than it does on a $500 console, the word downgrade is excommunicate from your vocabulary for the rest of 2018 period.
Yeah, and are you guys watching the podcast right now? Because the comparison shots are right here in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. It's like come on, man. Like, let's stop.
I seen the video.
Even if it was true, even if it was reversed, why are you excited that a game the people are going to get gypped up, could potentially get gypped over a game?
It's just ammo, man. That's all this is, ammo.
Yeah, it's ammo. I mean, I get where it's coming from, but don't be that hypocrite.
Can we agree that Spider-Man was always kind of a behemoth just because of that big IP in general? I feel like people have been trying to downplay it ever since its inception. Like, I've seen people saying that wasn't real footage when it was first revealed, Mooch, and they said it was CGI. He was proven wrong. They say swing to the left, swing to the right. Again, that's just nonsense. So I think people have been just trying to downplay Spider-Man from the beginning, and this whole downgrade was their last shot. But again, they took an L. The game's probably going to come out to be great.
But here's my thing, man. I get it. If you're an Xbox dude and you came to the system for the same reason I did, to get the lineup of games that it ain't necessarily you want your own Spider-Man, but to get a lineup of games that were unique and really weren't on the competitor system and really, raise the bar. And if you're feeling some type of way because you're not getting that, don't turn on Sea of Thieves and go to work. Don't sit there and act like Phil is the second coming of John Lennon. Motherfucker, get out there on the horn and be like, yo, why are they getting what they want across the street and we're not getting what we want across the street? I mean, that's the basic remedy to all of this. Until you do that, do not sit here and look spooky. Look at the screen right now. Look at the screen. You're looking at the comparisons. You look stupid out here. You look like super crazy Gumby stupid out here. Just get out there, get on the horn, get to Phil, and be like, yo, Phil, what's the deal? We don't want to wait till next gen. Can you buy something? Can you do, what's the deal? Yo. Do not do this. This looks horrible.
You buying that day one?
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Xbox. Xbox that sit there and try to talk about there's a downgrade here, that this don't look good. You already got disproven 3 months ago. That argument does not work. Go to something new. Stop it.
I'm gonna be the Xbox guy today, man.
Oh man.
I'm gonna be the Xbox guy. I'm over here playing some Master Chief Collection. My God. Bruh, they fixed it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I'm waiting until September 1st getting Game Pass.
Bro, they fixed it, man. Well, I already owned it, so, man.
Yeah. That was like one of the very few games that actually had physically.
Oh, yeah?
And that's why I can't play it.
I had it digitally. So.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I'm so happy. Like, I just got off from playing. I've been playing, like, most of the day, but...
Did you just download like Halo 3 or did the whole thing? What did you do?
Everything was downloaded. Like I had everything on my.
Oh yeah, because you already owned it and shit. Yeah, that makes sense.
I've heard a lot good about it. A couple of bad too.
You playing it on the X
and stuff.
Yeah. Graphics are updated. Everything looked amazing, man.
I feel like. How did you get a copy? It ain't out yet.
What you mean?
No, the update's been out for a few days.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought Aaron Greensberg was hooking you up again. I was about to get jealous.
Yo, shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Microsoft, you heard?
X Neverland in the chat saying MCC is better than Halo 5. I'm not even going to deny that right now. Yeah. I'll probably play the MCC more at this point.
I mean, I've said it a bunch of times before. I've always been Halo 1, 2, 3 fan. Everything after that was dog shit.
Yeah, the original trilogy was the best.
Right. Come on, Z. What's up? We gonna get you on there?
Oh, well, I might go back. I might. What's it? I'm probably gonna
Z can't play Halo. Just don't even bother.
No, I listen.
We're gonna get
Anything I put my mind.
Bro,
to,
you can't play Halo.
I just give me about a week, a crash course. That should just.
I tried it with
I'm
Halo.
about to get on my old school gear shit. Once they fix that, they gotta fix that too.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out, everybody. We can say you be so kind to hit the like button. Here's the question. Like I said, I guess as far as Spider-Man or whatever, downgrade, not downgrade, it is what it is, man. Like I said before we move right along, it still looks better than anything we have only graphically wise on the other side of the street. You know what I mean? Yesterday they showed up. Day before yesterday, they showed us some gameplay of CYBERPUNK 2077, and the gaming community is losing their mind. Honestly speaking, I would rather have had it in third person. Now here's my. I'm gonna give my. I go last. I give my disclaimer about that. But I want to get you guys overall thoughts of CYBERPUNK 2077, or because right now a lot of people are calling CD Projekt Red the GOAT of the industry right now. What are you guys' thoughts?
Oh, they are. They proved The Witcher 3, but Cyberpunk right now, just taking that, just like evolving and making it better, though.
I mean, speaking of The Witcher 3, like I said on last time BGST, the fact that they came out of nowhere with The Witcher 3 and being like, a developer that people knew about them, but they weren't super popular, and they put like the kings on notice, which Bethesda and MM2K, you have to agree with me here. As soon as Bethesda and, everyone over there saw The Witcher 3, they jumped onto going to a new engine and shit. Like, they knew they had to set their shit up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, here's the deal, y'all. Cyberpunk 2077 means everything in life now. Told my wife the week it comes out.
I bet you just call that bunk.
we're getting a divorce the week that this comes out, and then I'll marry her back after I beat the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, Cyberpunk 2077 is life. Look, here's the deal. I urge everybody to read Blood, Sweat, and Pixels by Jason Schreier. He goes deep into the development of Witcher 3 and all of the Witcher games and the mind state of CD Projekt Red. They have a mind state and a level of organization that is unmatched, even by Naughty Dog. I say Naughty Dog is a close second, even though I'm not the biggest fan of their games, but Naughty Dog is crazy hellified organized. After Amy Hennig left at the last minute, and then they had the two other guys had to put Uncharted 4 together, even though, I still got my qualms with it, it still was a good game considering how little bit of time they had left to put it together. But anyway, with that being said, what CD Projekt Red is doing, Nethos, is they basically said, look, we looked up to you, Bethesda. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Lil Wayne and Jay-Z. Like Lil Wayne always was praising Jay-Z. Then once he thought he was at his level, he came at him. You know what I'm saying? This is CD Projekt Red coming at Jay-Z, which is Bethesda. And I think they got Bethesda flat-footed because even though Fallout 76 looks dope, it's the same make and model of all the other Fallout games, but just with the new enhancement to it. This is completely different from anything Witcher, and it looks to be on a whole nother level. And I don't mind it being in first person. I was upset at first, but now the immersion of it fits.
Yeah, and MM2K, maybe I'm overspeaking, but do you feel this could be one of the first genre-defining games we've had in a long time?
Absolutely.
A game that we absolutely need.
Yeah, this should have came out. I wish. It's a shame that we had to. This is a Polish company, right? Polish.
Yeah, I believe so.
I mean, not against the Polish, but I'm saying this small group of Polish developers. They're the ones pushing the genre forward. When we got mugs like Microsoft with $500 billion war chest that just finally remade Master Chief Collection 60 years later. I mean, come on. But I wish this could have came this gen because it would have been the game that really would have helped push the gen forward. But it is what it is. We know what's coming, so thank God. You know what I mean?
Well,
hey, you know what I mean?
But didn't Larry Hurd say that you can't wait to play on the X or something like that? Or was it Aaron Greenberg?
Yeah. That was Larry Hurd. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it might be a cross-gen then.
It's a cross-gen game.
It might be cross-gen. Hey man, but this is my thing about it. Yeah, the game looks dope, right? The Witcher 3 is my favorite game this generation.
Yeah,
right?
I'm here too.
My favorite game this generation, and because it's them, CD Projekt Red making this game. There's no doubt in my mind that game is going to be phenomenal. They're a top 3 developer, like next to Naughty Dog and probably Rockstar. Top 3 developer. And I think that's why people are so hyped about Spider-Man, also because of the developer. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm hyped for it. One, it looks amazing. And two, it's CD Projekt Red, you know. So man, shit looks dope, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's now this is my not to say my I don't know. You look, this game is I guess like an RPG, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
And the focal point of the game is upgrading your character with all these perks and this, that, and the other. My thing is, what's the point of it being, upgrading your character with all these perks? You can't see the perks in your character. Like this should be in third person.
I think they, and when you customize and stuff, you should be able to see them, like maybe in the start menu or whatever, kind of like they have in Destiny when you press start or whatever.
Nah,
as far as it, it can be in third person, but like customizing your character, upgrading them, that's more gameplay mechanics and affecting the gameplay of it. You don't have to be in game. You don't have to be in third person to actually see the benefits of that.
I'm about to divorce my wife. I'm seeing it on the screen, man.
I think this game is so much better. At least give me the option to run between first person and third person. That's all, man.
Yeah, but I think that would radically change the gameplay.
I get where you. Coming from.
Fallout.
I get where you coming from. Because it's that old school gaming mechanic where a big action game is usually in third person. You know what I'm saying? And now the third person over the shoulders thing. I get it, and it worked very, very, very well for God of War. But let me ask you this, Z. What did you think of a game like Borderlands?
I don't care for Borderlands.
No, this man ain't shit.
I don't care for Borderlands.
What's the Resident
See, that's why I don't think Cyberpunk 2077 may not be for you, because Borderlands is one of those. It's a RPG like game too. I don't think in the depth as this is going to be, but you're in first person for the whole immersion aspect of it. And if you're really not into it, you could be one of the people that every game isn't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think what they were trying to do is they were totally going with immersion when they was taking the eyeball out and showing it and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they stuck it. It's completely. I hate to sound like a broken record, but for the immersion effect, it's in first person. If you're not a Borderlands type cat, it might be hard for you to converse or something like that.
And my direct comparison would be to a game like Fallout. Fallout is also a first-person RPG-like game, and while it does have a third-person option, nobody uses it because it's awkward as hell. Like the whole gameplay centered around being first-person. So while you can go in third-person, it really doesn't do shit.
Because it's so sporadic. Like this on games like this, there's no guardrails. So that's why Fallout is so awkward, because there isn't no, I'll walk past the third rock, so now here comes the monster. Shit like that don't happen on them type of games. You know what I'm saying? It's all open, and being in third person, you think you're seeing more of the screen. It's just so awkward. Your aim going and your
and the same goes for like the Elder Scroll games. They're primarily first person, and those Bethesda games in general.
Okay,
hey, you guys know what?
Let me put it real quick. Shout out to my brother Jamal King. He says, what about Deuce's X Mankind? First person and then third person mode. Yeah, they should give us the option in this here, man.
Maybe so, but all right, but look at a game like Resident Evil 7, right? And they decided to go first person. At first, I was like, oh man, why would they do that? But then you play the game, man.
I think that game's better in first person.
Yeah, it works, man. Huh?
Yeah.
I
really got to get the force. I can't be playing this shit in front of my wife now, man.
Oh damn. I mean, I don't know. I just think, to me, in my opinion, it'd have been much better. I could really see the world around me. Not just it was in third person. Like, to me, if this was third person, it'd be over the top.
Yeah.
No one.
But just speaking about the immersion, did you see all those NPCs and how they interact and everything? Like, that is some next level.
And it's not even finished yet. They said this is
like that puts GTA on notice.
Yeah, bro. That shit is dope.
Hey, yo, I want to say this too. And I listen, I got kind of shit on yesterday on BGST.
It was PC, by the way, people.
Yeah, but
D was wrong.
I said it was PC.
Well, no, because D was like, that's on console, man. Look at the weapon, man. It's 30 frames per second, man. No, it was on PC.
No. Like I said before, I said the level of detail that we're seeing in here, I've yet to see anything like that on the X or the Pro. Ain't no way in hell this is running on the regular console. I ain't going with that, right? Now, with that being said, right? I said now CD Projekt Red. This game, this is not the earliest it may come out is 2019, late 2019, holiday, early 2020, right? At a minimum. I said we've seen more from this game right here than we actually Crackdown 3. So I said that some of you guys.
Why do you have to open up old wounds, bro? Why do you have to open up old wounds? Come on.
No, I wasn't trying to be funny. I was just saying, be a pessimist. I was just saying, there was at least make you a little concerned that we know more about Cyberpunk 2077. Then we actually Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3 is a fucking L for the whole Xbox fan base that cared about that game. Just stop. The game's
It's
dead.
at the point now. I'm just curious now. Like, what the fuck is
That
going on?
game is dead to me.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious more than anything now.
Yeah. Hey, Griggity, what we say the last time we was on, we did the show together. I said, bro, I don't know. Crackdown might be canceled, or they might just be throwing it in the barrage of games for it to say, oh, that's why I didn't do well.
Yeah,
like
something, man.
Here's the thing. This is, again, I urge everybody to read or listen to the audio of Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. The level of detail of that in that book is just astounding. It's because CD Projekt Red is organized. Why, when Uncharted 4, with Amy Hennig leaving at the last minute, the two other cats was able to put together what they put together, even at that quality, is because they were organized. People try to make it seem like that developing the game is all about artists like you're Edgar Allan Poe just splashing paint on the wall. No, you can be organized.
Poet.
Edgar Allan Poe. God damn, dog. Knew he was a hell of a father.
It still come out with a good game. This is organization and Crackdown, feeling them, going all with Sumo Digital or Dutiful or whatever the hell their name is. Going with the mugs.
Sumo
Digital. It's not organized, and you could tell. I
think it's obvious. I think it's pretty obvious at this point, man.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious when they refused to show the multiplayer and shit. But before we continue, MM2K, I have to ask you, did someone contact you to sell this fucking book? You were in my DMs, you're all over Twitter with Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. You keep saying it on the show. Yeah, did someone contact you to sell this shit?
Me and Porter Rock be in New York alleys with bats and chains and shit fighting it out. Look, when this dude told me to read the book and I read it, I was like, Porter Rock, you was so right, man. Like, a lot of his insight he gets from reading that book. He's still a pony fuck nigga, but he
he had to get that out.
The 2% of truth that he does tell, it comes from that book, man. I'm telling you, everybody should read it, and it outlines again the groups that are doing it, why they're doing it, and the groups like Sumo Digital and Microsoft, the new regime that can't get a good AAA game out the door. It tells you why they can't do it.
Hold on. One show, I'll be right back. I let the dogs out. Hold on.
I thought Phil Spencer was the first one that read that book.
He did, and then he praised it too. And they don't make Microsoft look good at all.
so you must throw up a little bit that you're reading Phil Spencer's book.
Hey, I don't know what the hell Phil Spencer. I don't know if he. Dude, I don't know what's going on.
I tell you, Phil works for Sony on the low, bro.
I think so, man. He's a double agent, man, for real, man. You see, hey, Alex, you see how that mug was cheesing in front of the PlayStation sign? Like he was working in the cafeteria, bro. Come on, man.
He want to come over here, man. Listen,
yo,
Xbox,
I don't know.
Xbox need to turn up. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. After playing this Halo, though, I need Microsoft to do great again.
Exactly. They got to.
Yeah, they need to get back to what Halo should have been with Halo Infinite.
Hopefully they will.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going back to the original art style, or more or less a hybrid of it. So I mean, they're on the right step.
It's not so much the art style; it's just the gameplay. Like, you can add the running and all that. I just feel like they try to be too much like Call of Duty with current Halos. Like,
to me, I think it should be a mix of both. Like, you can have that kind of Call of Duty aesthetic on its own playlist, but give me a classic playlist where I don't have to deal with any of that really.
Yo, for the people in the chat, Dude says a lot of pony in the chat. Listen, I'm trying to break that pony.
Real quick,
it is what it is, man. And you know what? We sometimes talk about that, but when you put yourself in a position where you can be made fun of like this, you got no one but to blame yourself. You got $500 billion in a war chest. Fix it.
Right.
There's no excuse.
Fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like Z said, there are small. If you read the book, okay, I'm gonna stop advertising.
This is a plug you did.
Can you get it? Can you get this digitally? This book?
Yeah, you can get. Yeah, that's what I did. I'm cheap as hell.
Pick it up at Amazon.
Cancel my free subscription too. I got it on Amazon Audio.
There you go.
But you see how they started off as a very small group. They're still pretty small in a lot of ways. But they just playing everything out. Where Microsoft just says, "Oh, I want you to do this," and they're running around. "Oh, I want this. I think this will be a great idea." and nothing comes to fruition, and then they want to blow a lot of smoke and mirrors up in the air. You know what I'm saying?
But I actually see an interesting comment here because he isn't necessarily wrong. He says AAA quality games aren't on Microsoft's agenda. Pushing games out in quick succession so they can be on every platform is their agenda. And some of that I don't agree with. But what do you guys think? Because Microsoft is looking at AA studios when they acquired them. Do you think they're interested in AAAs, or do you think they're interested in putting out AAA?
We're going to ask the new bot father.
I'm asking
what
the
you
panel.
think about that, Griggity?
I think they want both because AAA games take a long time to make. We all know that. High quality AAA games. So they say let's sign some AA's as well as AAA games to kind of, fill the void of some,
Yeah, because like the 343s, the Coalition, and now the Initiative are making that AAA. But for the AA, like I think Ninja Theory and stuff, they're going to just have to fill in gaps.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you the truth. I think they bought all these studios just to buy them. Just say we're doing something. I just feel like it's the Xbox One X effect. Like,
I don't think they got
Xbox One X.
I'm not going to 100% agree with them, but I will say I think Microsoft is buying a lot of studios just in case Google were to buy studios again, just in case Amazon were to buy a studio under their feet. Like, you don't want that shit to happen anymore at this state.
Yeah, you don't. Alex, let me ask you a question, and then you chime in if somebody chime in. Okay, so Alex, you like PlayStation games. I may not like them so much. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? Right. But how would you feel like with Microsoft trying to mimic what Sony is doing? Do you think it's even work? Because they got these AAA studios.
Mimic them in what way? Buying studios up or failing?
As far as like the type of games that they put out there, like they want to put out their Horizon Zero Dawn. Like Sony never said that. They never said we got to put out our Halo. They tried Killzone, it didn't work. They moved on. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say if these AAA studios are putting out Sony-like games, do you think that that's a good thing, or they should still try to be that? It just
takes away from what Microsoft has been throughout the years. Like, remember, we known Microsoft and the Xbox to be the first-person shooter, best online. You know what I'm saying? You got away from that.
Competitive gaming.
Right. I feel like they got away from a lot of that. I feel like they're just trying to do too much.
They always had like single-player gems.
I wonder why. I wonder why they got away from that, huh?
Phil Harrison.
Yeah, why did they?
I don't know why they got away from it. It's like honestly, I think they went downhill once they introduced that Kinect.
Absolutely. Hey, Alex,
once the Kinect.
I've never talked to you before, but you're absolutely right about that shit. It's the worst thing ever happened to Xbox.
Think about it. Listen, you can blame Nintendo for that shit. Everybody wanted to get that lightning in the bottle that Nintendo had, and Microsoft seen it as, damn, we can sell more if we make the Kinect.
The worst thing that ever happened to the Xbox brand was the first Kinect was a success. The worst thing that happened to them, man.
Yeah. But hold on, we just got Kratos. Yeah, we just got Kratos in here. So what do you think about that question? Go ahead and repeat it.
What's the question? Get to me. I'm just getting back.
Give me that question one more time.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. What's the question?
MM2K. Go ahead and give it a go.
He wired up.
Give me that question.
Kratos is always the one saying, Sony got the greatness or whatever. But let me ask you a question, Kratos.
Okay.
Do you truly want Microsoft to mimic exactly what Sony's doing? Like, is that good for the gaming industry? Do we want them to go back to their kit and caboodle, which is the sci-fi shooter, or do we really want Microsoft to mimic exactly what Sony's doing? Like, what do we think is their best foot forward?
Listen. Last generation was the best thing that ever happened to the Xbox, and I think Microsoft need to repeal everything they've ever did this generation and go back to the 360 era. Even if they're the shooter of the racer box, guess what? At least they excelled at that.
And they have an identity.
Yeah, and they had an identity. Right now, they not excelling in shit when it comes to the mind. When it comes to the mind share, right? Because I know people finna say, "Oh, they're making all this money." I don't care about their money. Mm-hmm. They made less money last generation, but they gave me everything I wanted, and that's why I was there last generation.
Hold on, answer me that same question.
Okay, so what?
Wait. Before we do that, do you want to pay the bills real quick?
Fuck that. Ask me that same question.
You know this is a drug-free environment.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Play in the background, fuck niggas. Play in the background, fuck niggas.
Always lying on the bridge.
See, do you really want them to do what they're doing across the street? Because if they do what they're doing across the street, what's the point of having separate sides of the street?
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Can you hear me in the back? This shit that kicked in. Yeah. Listen, right? All jokes aside, right? Fuck niggas. Real niggas don't fuck nigga, right? Check it out, right? What Microsoft was trying to make now, they going into that switch crowd. That PG-13. Now here's the thing. What did Microsoft actually do last generation? Between here's the thing. You look at the original Xbox, right? Quietary note, right? Quietary to popular belief. The original Xbox was looked at more of the hardcore console, the successor to the Dreamcast. And whereas the PlayStation 2 really thrived amongst the casuals, right? Then you went from, and again, just look, you had games like Otogi, Shenmue 1 and 2, Jet Set Radio, I could go on, Jade Empire, on and on and on, right? Advent Rising. All types of games, right? And so, where they are now, who are they? Like I said, who would I rather mimic what Sony? What Sony does, a single-player, story-driven game. That's their niche. That's their hit caboodle, right? And they kind of lean more on third-party to deliver the multiplayer experience, right? Now, you're asking me, what would I rather Microsoft do? Here's the question. What are they doing now? Who are they mimicking now? Are they doing their own thing?
No, they're all doing this Seattle's best. We want to be friends with everybody and just fight for patents behind the scenes type thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, for them to get back, become the darlings of the gaming world again, would you like to see them focus on the stuff they focused on last gen, or just focus on what Sony's focusing on?
Okay, now listen, I want you to think about that fuck nigga for that silly ass question. I'm gonna pay the bills right now. I'm a PS fan, but I had a 360 Elite before. I had a 360 Elite before my P3. Okay, now somebody else left something else in here. You said Yakuza. Yeah. What is it? Yakuza 2.
DQ 11.
I don't know what
SM2. This motherfucker have a stroke. I don't know what he's talking about.
No, DQ 11.
Oh, Dragon Quest.
Dragon. Okay, my bad.
What's SM stands for?
Spider-Man.
Okay, Spider-Man 2 is better than Microsoft last 2 years. Now, again, I'm gonna go back to that question. What again? This is something I raised for. What made Microsoft, I say, quote unquote, being the behemoth that they were? You know what I mean? And what they're doing now. It's not so much as they need to. I would say, you know what? Copy Sony. Double down and bet on your goddamn. When all else fell, I can depend on myself. And Sony said, when all else fell, I can depend on myself. Like I said before, Sony was out that bitch selling Chinese fans during the month of motherfucking Black History Month, literally. Lampshades. These motherfuckers double down.
Hit the like button.
Hey, bro, they was like, you been in them old Negro spiritual churches back in the day when Martin Luther King went from that motherfucker. Sony was out there in front of every black church in the hood. I just selling $2 motherfucking Chinese fans. Listen. Got it done. So if that's to say, are you talking about far as copying the type of games that Sony is?
Yeah, the type of game. I'm not talking about.
But could you even put Sony in a fucking box right now? They're giving all types of shit. You know.
Most of the. Well, I mean, let's be real.
Okay.
There's the Sony games that they make in house, and then there's the Sony third party deals, which are second party deals.
Okay.
Sony opens the door for a variety of things. That's cool. But I'm talking about the games that they're focusing on, that they help come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, this is what we want, which is mainly the over the shoulder third person.
Okay, honestly, I would prefer what's on the rival platform, because what's Microsoft focusing on, what they focus on was a game like Sea of Thieves. What they focused on was a goddamn game like motherfucking State of Decay 2. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yep. I would rather them fucking copy Sony. I'm not even gonna bullshit you. They're still gonna do their Forza, they're still gonna do their Halo, and they're still gonna do their Gears. But the other shit, I would much rather it be like that right there, because I don't know what. That goes back to Inside Xbox, right? And I asked you guys on behind the scenes in front of the camera, right? Hit the like button. Who the fuck is that show for?
I don't think it's for us anymore.
No, it's not for us. It's absolutely for us. It's not for us. Everybody that complains about Inside Xbox, they're talking past us now. They are literally prepping the groundwork for the 2.1 billion potential gamers out there on tablets and phones. They don't give a fuck about us no more.
Hey, you know what though? Mm-hmm. Since that shit ain't for us, niggas should stop fucking.
We need to stop watching it. That's like going to that's like if you like MMA fights if you like MMA fights, what the fuck you doing spending all this money watching the pillow fight? You know what I'm saying? You might see somebody get the shit slapped out of them with a pillow.
Yeah, I'm just
wait. Look, let me ask you this. Be honest, guys. Who is it for? It's not.
Thank you, Kratos.
Listen, like I don't know. Even the casual guys that barely game, it's not even for them.
Microsoft.
Just look at the view. Who is it really for? No one watches it.
Free to bros.
Hold on, this last one actually pulled over 6 million views, I believe. I have to find
that's only because they're at Gamescom. Any other fucking month?
Yeah, that was Gamescom, so of course.
They actually do pull in views. Yeah, I think this show isn't for this segment of the hardcore community.
No, it's not. It's for this.
Go back to the last 3 inside Xbox and compare them to the numbers that the one at Gamescom did, and that'll give you your answer.
I mean, of course, I'm gonna pull this Gamescom though. But I don't think like for this segment of the Xbox community that's hardcore, like this one's a little vocal on Twitter and the internet and whatnot. I don't think it's for y'all per se. Maybe the other hardcore not really invested in the other stuff that we are. It's probably for them. But this group we are in right now, I don't think it's for us.
Listen,
it's for y'all per se.
No, this is a group of gamers.
What gamer is it for? Who is that? What is that?
Like
what does that person look like?
There's a subset of gamers, J-Dubs, that we don't interact with.
It's a set of a game that live in the fridge of society right now. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
Hey, yo, they like the motherfucking the eyes have the heel has eyes and shit. They like that.
For real.
There's the same cats that had Sea of Thieves still charting a little bit. That has State of Decay. Well, State of Decay.
Operator, where are you getting views, bro? Hold on, Operator, where are you getting these views, bro?
6 million.
Where are you getting that?
Actually, I reported it a little while ago. I have to go find it again.
Oh, you probably have to pull that shit up and share it on your screen because I'm not finding any of this shit.
Anybody that says who is this made for? Let me tell you this: the episode of Inside Xbox where they had the secret room or whatever you call that shit, where you got to find a bag of chips under the pillow and escape the escape room. Mm-hmm. There is a channel on Pluto TV. It's called Rocket Ship Channel where they have all this quirky shit. It's a very big channel. These are the motherfuckers that be on the tablets and on the phones. These are the motherfuckers that Phil Spencer and all those other Seattle's best sipping mugs out there in Redmond. This is who they connect to. This is who they're looking to tap into. They don't give a shit about us anymore.
Hold the fuck up. Okay, the Xbox channel has about 2.6 million subscribers, and their Gamescom special could not even break 200,000 views.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know where the fuck you got the number from, Ops.
He said, I got the numbers from Crapgamer.
Speaking about Crapgamer, apparently he actually used Noah, a broadband bully, for his video source the other day.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he used Noah's shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what I heard a report online. I actually have to find it where it came from, though.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
You're gonna have to.
Crapgamer.
I'll try to find it.
Yo, is the Cyberpunk gonna be next generation or this generation?
It's like cross-gen.
Cross-gen,
yeah. I thought they said that their next title was gonna be cross generation.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I'll buy that shit on the next generation.
Real nice on my PS5, then, right?
Yeah, that shit's straight up like that's PC footage right now, so that's what the PS5 would probably look like.
I'm calling it right now. I'm buying a new TV and everything for my PS5.
Bro, I'm hey,
for the bros.
Cyberpunk is
1080p. Like, wasn't it like a 1080p also though?
What?
No. If you go to the direct feed, Cyberpunk's own YouTube channel, they do have in 4K.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was like GameSpot shit. They're like screen capping their Twitch stream, so that's why it looks so bad.
Yo, can we get back to that Spider-Man shit though? What are they saying was downgrades? If anything, the colors look brighter.
The one scene with the puddles and shit in the water.
When they took out water and then everything.
That one scene looked bad though. I'm not even gonna deny that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like I said, I don't know who's leading the Xbox congregation right now. You got to pick and choose.
Trying.
You got to pick and choose your battles, man. Either, like I said, you can't say that's downgrade when it still looks better than exclusive.
Absolutely.
Everything that's on your, because that's even worse. Even if it was downgrade and it still looks better, what's on your $500 goddamn console? Like that's crazy.
These motherfuckers think before they hit the send button. Come on, man. It's going to be downgraded, but it's just like how they talked about God of War being downgraded. It's going to look better than what's on your $500 box.
Hold up. I got Kratos and Alex both here. So on BGST, I was told that God of War and Uncharted 4 were downgraded. Thoughts?
Thoughts are that shit looked spectacular. So whoever said that,
someone whose name often starts with an L and ends with a mega. So how credible is that?
Phil Mega. This the same dude who sat. Ain't this the same dude who sat here and said, "I'm not buying that game"? They're trying to be.
They had to give it to him.
And he ended up getting the game and loving it. So what's he talking about, man?
They
changed by Baron. Not so long ago.
Yeah.
Still feeling the effects, brain damage or something.
No, they said Mr. Righteous says Z, you left these Xbox strained. No, they running around. Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. I left them astray, but I love them like children that I see every day, right? Check this out, fuck nigga, right? Hey, Mr. Righteous, real nigga to a fuck nigga, right? That was ill, right? But check this out though, right? Like it ain't. Listen, let me tell you something, man. I can go out that motherfucker and sell salt to a slug, man. I'm trying to tell you, it ain't that. You just have to pick and choose your arguments, man. Like, you would never have to talk about a downgrade, especially after I got the X, and that shit still looks better what's on my console over here. I would pick something else. You know what I mean?
Apparently, you're pandering when you say that, Z. Do you remember that tweet you sent out to Kid Smooth?
Oh, no, but we got to keep it real. Like, you know what's crazy,
You were pandering, Z.
Hey, but I've always been this way, though. I was on Sony at pause when not having no goddamn games. Tropico 5 and all that shit. I'm on Microsoft ass now. You know what I mean? I got told if I got to bury the cross or carry the cross for you motherfuckers to see the light, give me pain till I die. Right. You know, I'm on my X shit right now, man. Like,
hey, you know what though, fellas? I'm sorry to cut you.
Let's go.
Oh, shit. I said about one picture.
Oh, okay.
He botting?
No, I think you're good now.
I'm good?
Yeah.
All right. That one picture with the puddle. Insomniac did admit that they changed the size of the puddle. Yeah. That's the only thing that they actually admitted.
Listen, here's my thing, right? We are talking about one fucking screenshot when they've shown us damn near 2 to 3 hours of fucking live gameplay with a controller. How can we dismiss all of this gameplay?
Look, Kratos. The bigger question is, and what I keep asking, there are some people who said, "Oh, look, it's downgraded," but they were literally at E3 and watched the fucking game. So how is it they noticed this one goddamn screenshot, and this is definitive proof it's downgraded, but they didn't know shit when they actually had it in front of their eyes?
Exactly, man.
Apparently that gameplay doesn't exist. They never saw it.
Somebody's breathing into their mic. Who's breathing into their mic? Everybody's saying somebody's breathing. There is a lot of background noise. I don't know whose mic that is.
Background noise? I don't know. I got my shit turned up. Maybe it might be me. Look at this fan shit off.
Yeah, bro. But I mean, again, if we can, and I'm an look, I know MM2K talks a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's only because I want better from Microsoft. Y'all got me excited. Yeah. And then y'all just left me at a cliffhanger and shit. You know what I'm saying? This generation.
I feel like that whole wait till next generation shit is dog shit. Like
it's dog shit. Exactly. Especially when you hype me up to get this $500 box. You know what I'm saying? Like King's Blood replayed that video, the Xbox X release video. Come on, man. Man, that was hot doo-doo shit, man, that you did to us.
Like, you know they were gonna pick it up and run with it.
$500 box though, man.
Yeah, I mean, I love them. You know what? I play more multiplayer than anything. You right, Griggity. I'm just saying, just to look and see a $250 box do better than my $500 box. When you sold this box primarily on visuals, we got a problem. We got a problem, Chief.
It said free to bros. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, I mean, our big game to show off our box was Sea of Thieves and State of Gate 2, which just wasn't a good look.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. And then Crackdown applications that could have released with this box to show some good fidelity.
Crackdown looking like clay fighters.
Hey, yo. shout out to my brother.
Stop opening that wound.
Shout out to King Wave, a.k.a. Wheelchair Wave, a.k.a. the Puke God. Shout out to Wave, man. You got Wave in the chat, man. The Puke God. Wave,
shout out to the Wave.
Yo, Wave, somebody he had bitches throwing up. He said he had bitches throwing up on his dick. I'm done, man.
Fuck, dude.
Hey yo, Wave is killing it in the Discord, man.
Hey yo, shout out to the Puke
that Discord's wild.
That dude's
the Broadband Bully Discord.
They changed that
Wave
nigga
is
name.
behind all the sickness in the Discord.
They call that nigga the Puke God, yo. That's what he got.
The Puke God.
He got bitches throwing up on his dick. I'm done, bro. man.
Hey, yo,
It said wave a sucker. Come on, that's no respect for the wave guard, man.
Oh,
hey, what's
man.
up with y'all? What y'all think about
Ballstone.
this whole this Xbox down payment plan thing, man?
So it's official.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like the other joints gonna be official too. That streaming shit, right?
When it's announced,
That's not official.
but here's the thing: where I'm at with it, as far as that, I think that again, for it to truly be a success, it has to venture outside of the Microsoft store.
Yep.
You know what I
agree
mean?
with that. I agree with that.
It's on right now. It's only in the Microsoft store. It's not a viable option for me because I already have it and everything in Game Pass I already own. But maybe next generation, what they have
branch out to Best Buys and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Then it'd be better for me. But for like I said, for somebody that don't have it, if you want the the newest console, $35 a month. You need Xbox Live, and they don't have any games. You know what I mean?
Hold on, before he continues, something's weird with your mic. Like either you're loud or you're really quiet.
Right,
like it pops in and out.
Oh, y'all don't know what the fuck going on. Hold on. What about now?
Yo, we're gonna have to
Real
get
quick.
a whole new setup, man. His dog shit setup, man.
Hey, y'all don't know what the fuck going on, man. I don't know, man. It's the puke guy. I don't know what the fuck going on.
You throw it up on your. Is that how you fucked up your sport controller? You threw up on that motherfucker?
I got bitches throwing them on my controller here.
Sweating all over the microphone and shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my shit is going in. I don't know what the fuck. I'm looking at the levels now. I'm gonna get my tech on to fix my shit, man.
Listen, you gotta go get yourself a Yeti again, or you had the snowball. You gotta get a Yeti.
I got
No, he had a good mic.
I don't know what. I think it's the input. I gotta change the USB port. I don't know what the fuck going on, man.
You keep moving that shit. That's why.
I got this cap card that I can't even hook up. I'm waiting for the shit from Amazon, and I unhooked it. I don't know what the fuck, man. I gotta maybe install the drivers again. I don't know what the fuck going on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Shit went with the Blue Yeti.
The streaming service, man. Like, it's cool. We heard not too long ago that Microsoft is looking to invest in places like Iowa and shit to try to get internet out there. Right. That's cool and all. That's step one of like 50. I think the biggest thing is keeping the service honest with games. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hopefully the games that they're churning out, they're not looking to just churn out a bunch of just B-rate games. That they're really looking for AAA, high fidelity adult theme games. You know? So
I don't know, man. I just hope they can turn it all around. I just miss the old Microsoft. That's it. Yeah,
Tell me about it, man.
I miss the old Microsoft. I miss the competitive nature of what they used to do. Now it's just like it's just too easy to slap them around, bro.
Yeah. So like that was the question. Should they go back and try to mimic Sony or try some own? Like I don't know what the fuck they doing now.
But remember, they were leading last generation. They came out first, so they didn't have to look at Sony to mimic Sony. They sat there and started their own shit.
They just did their own shit.
They set the narrative. That's why I said I prefer them to, instead of mimicking Sony, to go back to their old shit. But they feel they want to purge themselves from their old identity so bad that they're not seeing that there's things that they should be repeating from last year.
But what is their new identity?
But you got to remember though too, not so much about their new identity. You got to remember though too, at that time we didn't have Xbox. Like the internet that we used to play on wasn't as advanced of like an Xbox Live. So if we looked at the internet that Sony had compared to what Microsoft had, everything looked great. It was revolutionary for that moment. Now that Sony's on the same playing field, it's just like, what else do you have to offer? What else are you bringing to the table? Like,
and it's not just
have their own shit. Like, think about it. You was in freaking game chat talking to your friends on PlayStation. You didn't have that luxury. You couldn't even start a game chat and get into a game and play different games. You had to do that shit from the main menu.
Yeah,
it was different. You know what I'm saying? So.
Like all their innovative focus went towards Connect, and that's what killed them. If it would have went somewhere else, then we would be enjoying all types of crazy shit this gen. But I'm not just talking about the features. The features were really important to people like me.
But remember, that made them exclusives though. Those features kept a lot of people in. Like, damn, the fact I do all this shit was dope.
Exactly. No, I agree. But it was the types of games that they influenced. Like I say all the time. The maker of BioShock tells you if it wasn't for Microsoft and their intervention, their money, their insight, we would have never seen BioShock. You know what I'm saying? It was Microsoft pulling in Todd Howard and helping make Bethesda what it is now by putting their influence on Fallout. You know what I'm saying? We don't see them focusing on that type of shit. We see them working with Rare.
Hey, can we say something though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say something right quick?
Mm-hmm.
We we all love the 360, right? But let's be honest. The 360 wouldn't have been as dominant as it was if the PS3 didn't fuck up.
Oh, well, yeah, it did make them great because
you just had a lot of advantages.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. I see like this, right? I won't say they wouldn't have been as dominant because even like I said, I always said this too. In that Microsoft and that regime, I felt their hunger. To me, they were hungry.
Exactly, they were.
I can't say I'm not saying Sony kind of dropped the ball, but it was still Microsoft was still going out there and pushing the envelope, knocking down doors. You know what I mean? Hey, developers, making it very easy for developers to take their platform.
Had developers on their side too.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So they were hungry. I always said this too. Even though Microsoft got their teeth kicked in by the PlayStation 2 during their first iteration, but I felt their hunger, bombing those guys, jumping around on stage, sweaty armpits, the fucking Halo tattoos and all that shit. You know what I mean? They were out there beating down doors. Now again, that all that to me had to went away. You know what I mean? That Microsoft and that regime wanted to kill Sony and Nintendo. Now they just want to play nice and say, hey, you know,
right. That's what I'm saying. Oh man,
so, you know, that's
what I'm missing. I remember the savageness from what's his name? Not Phil Spencer. Aaron Greenberg and the gloves. What's his name?
Major Nelson.
Major Nelson. They used to tweet some savage shit. He's like, "Yo, bro, fuck these dudes, bro. Like, you're violating." Yeah. And they not that no more. It's like
that was what was Peter Moore? That was that Peter Moore.
Right. Peter Moore was a savage, bro.
I was watching old E3 the other day, man, and Peter Moore took a shot at the PlayStation. He said something about, like other guys do yellow rubber duckies, but we do some other shit. I mean, he threw a shot at the PlayStation directly.
Yes.
Directly, man.
I remember they were on that, it's all about that Wii 60. And then Nintendo kind of shitted on them. And they said, "Nah, we doing our own thing over here. I don't know what they talking about." You know what I'm saying? It was just on some savageness, bro. Like,
if anybody wants to deny that Phil Spencer and Satya Nadella have their own vision and they want to purge themselves from the old guard, watch the even though I can't stand these motherfuckers, but watch that not Inside Xbox. What's that dude? Ryan McCaffrey, his show, his
Unlocked.
Yeah. Watch Unlocked with Phil, Seamus, and Peter Moore on there. Peter Moore and Seamus got this Xbox energy, this fighting spirit to them, and you got little Phil in the corner, you know what I'm saying, with his little nerdy shit, his little etch-a-sketch type thoughts and
free the bros.
Like, come on, man. You can tell the difference, and you can see the changing of the guard for the worse right then and there, right there on that podcast. You got to see it.
But I'm saying, if you get rid of Phil, what's the answer after that? Who you put in that? Who you
somebody hardcore, man? You guys have somebody that connects to the base.
No. I don't think you could get another Peter Moore. I don't think you could get another. What was the other guy's name? The one who demolished the Xbox One.
Don't say that.
Hey, Alex, check this out, bro. When Sony was in trouble, who pulled them out of trouble? Your boy Jack Trent. He got on stage at the 1E3, said, "Look, we hear you, man. We realize we got to do more for you." And they start having bundles. They came out with the free games with the paid subscription. So
beyond that, they fired that what's his name? Ken Kutaragi, his name is
Ken, the father of the PlayStation. Yeah,
right.
You know what?
Balling out. He was the one who made that PlayStation 3.
You know what? You know why they fired him?
He told people to go get a second job.
No, not even so much that he was
right.
He was opposed to working for a Western, whatever the case, because Sony was going to sell off. I did a video about this a long time ago. They were maybe going to sell off the PlayStation division. Whoever was going to buy them was Microsoft, probably like Microsoft, maybe Google, somebody were going to try to acquire them. And he was deadly opposed to me working for or having an American boss or anything like that. He was just like straight Japanese to the death of me. So they gave his ass that bread. Actually, I left an article in one of my older videos just a while ago. They said, you know what I mean? He was like, motherfucker, it's Japanese to the death of me, till there's nothing left of me. He went with the bullshit, you know what I mean? If you look at a lot of Sony's CFOs, and they were all American or from Europe, and just where the money was coming from at the time, you know what I mean? And he was opposed to all that shit, you know what I mean? He wanted anything from the land of the rising sun. They got his ass up out of here with the alt left shit he was talking about. Now he had to go. He had to go. Yeah, he was.
Don't get me wrong. He did his thing with the PS1, PS2, PS3. It's like he got cocky. Like, now we could do this because people won't buy it. It was like, nah.
Yeah, it was
also that what's that dude? The dude that they got out there working with Google now. Phil Harrison.
Phil Harris, yeah.
That was the dumbest thing Microsoft could have done. Is that he failed and created a lot of the mess, which was the PlayStation 3, right? And Microsoft said, and then he told Microsoft, he said, "Look, y'all hired me. We can make this shit work with y'all." And they hired his dumb ass, and look what he did.
He was only there for like a year. I seen him go on the E3 stage like one time.
And that was all him. When they pulled that one cat, I forgot his name, from EA and had him doing the Connect. He was in charge of the Connect shit. That was all Phil Harrison. And the poor message, and a lot of that was him.
Hold on, one question. Shout out to my brother, the Ruhan, for the 20. I appreciate it, good brother. He said he here to show the support for the panel. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Big up.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I was watching E3 2005.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that Don Matthew used to work for EA, man?
Don Matthew. Yeah.
I forgot about that because they had him on stage at EA. I mean, with EA. I was like, damn, Don Matthew used to work for EA. So
yeah,
Xbox after like Peter Moore left or whatever, they just scooped his ass up.
I hope that wasn't a trade. I hope they ain't say, okay, you take your you take our Peter.
That's exactly what happened. But it's always good to go back and watch those old E3s. Like,
hell yeah, I do it all the time, Alex. I do that shit all the time, man.
And I like watching it because it reminds me of where I was at, what setting I was in.
Yeah,
watching that shit, like it takes you back. You know what I'm saying? And these press conferences were boring before, but it was entertaining at the time because it was like, what's next? What's new?
Exactly.
I'll tell you this though, Xbox 2010 through 2012 was dog shit. Man, that Connect shit was terrible, man.
I used to kill them, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you could be an enthusiast and a fanboy. I used to kill Xbox. I foresaw this coming. I said, y'all focusing on this dumb ass Connect shit. Like,
oh my god, it's terrible.
Sony is out here showing you the engine that they're using for Uncharted 4 while you're trying to play Bubble Wrap Simulator. Like, come on, stop, man.
That's what Microsoft fucked up. They took their foot off of Sony's neck and allowed them to get up and fight back. Because at that time, like I kept telling people, third-party developers were not trying to help Sony out. They didn't want to show you what Sony can do with that box, and they started developing their own stuff. And that's when we got the Uncharted and whatever else came out after.
So right, bro. Hey, man, Sony didn't have the developers on their side. The mind share was on Xbox.
Right.
They fought themselves out of that shit, right? Like you said, with software. Now, this generation, similar things happen, obviously, right? The developers are not on Microsoft's side. Well, they wasn't at first. Right. And now it's like they're changed. Well, like the mind share is still Sony, but they're doing good, but the games aren't there right now. That's the thing. Sony still had games. Microsoft doesn't. So that's the one thing. I think if they get the game thing together, which it looks like they are going to, hopefully, maybe they'll be more competitive. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
Here's my problem, Griggity, with that. Like, I would be okay, and I still would be willing to defend Xbox if they were still fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, fight is completely gone. Like, for instance, okay, I get it. You got to rebuild. You had to do. You really think of it like a football team. A football team losing all of its star players or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They got to rebuild, and you got to be patient with that. Right. But at the same time, they're making acquisitions and trying to make things come to fruition now. Like, there's milestones. There's certain milestones that they could have made. Like for instance, all right, me and Neethles was talking about this. They pick up motherfucking what was that? Warhammer Tactics. They pick up a Warhammer Tactics game, but Warhammer Space Hulk, the latest one that looks dope as hell, that's exclusively on console, is on PlayStation. They passed over. Like, what are you doing? That's something that you could have fought for. That's a perfect fit for your demographic. The sci-fi shooter. It reminds you of a BioShock on the spaceship. What's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, let me tell you this. This is a problem, right? For all the internal issues that Microsoft had, to the average gamer, they don't care about a company's internal fiascos and failures, right? Last generation, Sony failed, and we really didn't know what the hell was going on inside behind the scenes. All we know is they got that shit right after they got it, they kicked it into gear after about 2 to 3 years, and then they started giving gamers what they want, which is games. Microsoft could solve their problems tomorrow if they just dropped a decent game, a game that's like 80 or 90 rated, and then follow up with another 80, 90 rated game, and then people will be back behind their side. But right now, we won't get any of those games until next generation. And so that leaves us, what do we do with this $500 box for the next 2 years? I mean, that's what
I'm playing Devil May Cry 4K 60. That's what I'm doing.
Gregory said, I ain't going all the way there. It's a good 4K 60. Look, there's gamers. Let's keep it real. Let's hit all demographics. There's some gamers that really don't care about exclusives on any side. They love the Ubisofts, the Bethesdas. They play all the multiplats. Fine. Xbox One X is fine for you. But for us that know that the console makers are the big pushers of innovation, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're looking to see what is going to be genre defining, and it's actually solely a third-party dev that's doing it, a smaller one, which in CD Projekt Red that's doing it now with Cyberpunk, and that's not really coming to next generation, which is sad to me.
Yeah, I don't. You know, at the end of the day, I think most of us on this panel, if we knew shit would have turned out this way, we would have saved a lot of money.
True.
On the X and just stuck with the S, because at the end of the day, the S wasn't that bad of a system. Yeah. We can deal with 1080p shit. We getting 1080p games on the X2 now. So I mean, let's not act like everything is all 4K hunky dory.
No, everything's not, but some is.
$500. Think about it. $500. Think about it. Okay, if some games being in 4K is okay for you, but you got the PlayStation, which is much cheaper, giving you the exclusive games that you want, the big blockbuster AAA, plus the multiplats. What's the problem?
That falls on more the devs though than the actual the console though, because the devs they're pushing those forms of graphics. The devs on PlayStation side, they're pushing for those graphics.
Let me ask you this, Jay. When you get a car, right? If you have the money, right, to say
a damn Carnival,
get the basic model of a vehicle, or you go ahead and upgrade a little bit because you don't mind. You know, you want the best that you can get. What do you do?
But all you did was upgrade the seats in the car. You didn't upgrade the whole edition.
But that's my point. Because you're saying the X ain't really shit, right? That's what you saying. It's not that much better.
I didn't say it was
so
shit.
If you want a moon roof,
what I'm saying, it wasn't. If we know what we know now, a lot of people would have not bought the X. They would have just stuck with their S model and then spend the extra money and got a Pro. Look, they would have Spider-Man, Horizon, Uncharted, all these other games that they're missing on the Xbox. I mean, right now,
I'm really not sure about it because we knew the game lineup coming out this year was CVs, State of Decay, and supposed to
just stop. Just because you
knew what was coming.
I'm just saying. They sold you a system with a hope and a promise that better was gonna come. And if you say Sea of Thieves and State of Decay is better, then God bless you.
They sold me a copy.
I just feel like you knew what was coming.
The X didn't drop with 15 new exclusives, right? So we knew what the fuck was going on.
With PUBG running at 14 frames a second. Okay, so we have yet to get X game that really just say, this is why I spent $500 on this console. We're waiting on that. To this day, we're still waiting.
I think it's the overall experience.
We got a 4.2 T-flops and a 1.86 T-flop system kicking the dog shit out of it when it comes to this.
We know, man.
All right, hold on 1 second. Von Lamont says stay off red-headed, man. They got spoilers for Spider-Man up there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, I ain't going nowhere where they got spoilers. So
to Dub's point, even though Dub
did the MPDs come out for Spider-Man yet?
Nigga,
I mean,
the four.
Metacritic. My bad. I'm bugging.
MPD. I think it comes out Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say it's gonna be 88.
What?
I say it's gonna be 88.
Who's that talking?
That's Dirt.
Greek.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm just an Xbox nigga, bro. That's it.
Okay. Come out to kick your fucking teeth in, nigga.
I think it'll be solid like 85 or so.
He cool, man.
Nah, I'm talking shit. I'm just talking shit.
Hey, Alex, you think it's gonna be higher than 88, bro?
I really don't give a shit, to be honest with you.
I think it's gonna be dope.
Just going off typical Insomniac ratings, it's gonna be in the 80s.
Oh no, there's a lot of
I'm not hyped. Listen, it was cool when I seen it, but it's like I'm not really
Yeah, you're not jumping out the window for it.
Right. It's not. It's definitely not a day one purchase for me.
The biggest thing is
that shit ain't gonna be no God of War. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah. Hey, bro.
What's that betting? And I forgot, Dirk Griggity.
You said the first 3 months. I said Spider-Man will not outsell God of War. It's $50 bet.
All right, man. All right, here we go.
I don't know, Griggity.
Free the bros.
You said, wait, run that back.
I said Spider-Man will not outsell God of War in his first 3 months.
Yo, whatever you smoking, I need that, right?
Y'all really?
About to say, like, just look at the controversy.
It's not about what the game is or what it could do. It's the name, bro. Like the hype behind this.
Yeah, right. It's the name.
Criggity, he dropped some good points, but I don't know. I think
2K come out the same day as Spider-Man, dog. I'm just saying.
Here's the thing, Griggity. You saw the big explosion of what happened when people thought the game was downgraded. Like, people are looking at this fucking shit. I think it's going to do way better than a lot of us thought.
Oh, no. I never said it's not going to do well.
No, I'm not saying you're not going to do well, but I think this shit actually well clips God of War now.
I don't know, man. Listen. If I lose, hey, I'll pay my bets. You know what I'm saying? But
I bet you 100.
Hey, Griggity, if you need a loaner, bro, for losing all these bets, you know who to see. Somebody else.
Nah, I'm just betting Z, man. I'm just betting Z.
Hey, yo, Griggity makes a good. There's a lot of games coming out, but I think because it's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is a literal hype train.
Yeah, I think this is the bigger point. This is the bigger point to the conversation. We are sitting up here comparing 2 big blockbuster exclusives from Sony, and we haven't mentioned any fucking thing on Xbox. That's
because we can't.
Hey, Jay. So like, we just make up some games that ain't here or some shit. I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, the games ain't here, man. We can't make these shits up, man.
Hey, I was just saying, Halo Master Chief. Now what?
The narrative. What I'm saying is, the whole narrative. This whole generation has been on Sony's side. Everybody's talking about Sony's games. They're talking about, everything Sony, and the only time they talk about Microsoft is to laugh and point fingers and giggle.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to change that, right? Microsoft has to change that narrative, and I think that's why they have Inside Xbox. But it's to give you something to talk about. But again, it's in a giggling, pointing finger, and laughing.
But Jay does.
Listen. It's not all about hitting it out the park, because not every company is going to hit it out the park with AAA games. Give us some decent AA games, and I'm not talking about the garbage they released this year. I'm talking about those Left 4 Dead type of games. You know what I'm saying? Those other titles,
like the Ori and the Blind Forest type of shit.
Nah, not even. I mean, you could throw those little sprinkles in the mix, but I'm just saying, just to keep the console at a float. There's no float right now.
Yeah,
ship's stuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. Like, what's next?
But ask yourself.
Right, the gray wolf gray, whatever shit's called.
Hey, look, it's bad. It's bad when we were sitting there excited at Tom Wharton's leak.
Oh my god!
Controller, that shit ain't even happen. God damn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Did we cover all the topics?
Yeah.
Feed the bros. All right, ladies. If you enjoy
update on that Spider-Man shit, though, Z.
Okay.
We're not talking about the update. No, move on.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you're right.
We're not talking about the update.
Yeah, you're right.
But listen, if you guys enjoyed this show, as always, please hit the like button. We out of here, man.
Damn, they got this show mad regular.
Hey, yo, I got respect for the way. Hey, yo, Jay, because that nigga King Thrash, man. That nigga podcast too long, man. hey, we was on nigga podcast 4 to 5 hours. I said this motherfucker, I can't be on a podcast that damn long, man. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a jerk song. Hey, it was a dope podcast. God damn, I thought it was...
Let him know.
DJ Louis style.
Bottles only for the lows. All y'all niggas do the most. Always lying on low. Always lying on the pros. Killers here, we on go. I'm just here to let them know. I'm just on it for the smoke. Walking in, let it go. I am it, I'm on the road. Niggas getting cause of you. Heard they found him by the road. I'm guessing he ain't paid a toll. My killers here, we on go. Free the bros. Touch your money, never spoke. See no. I walk in the spot with a pelican. Whip game on elephant. Wrist game on heroin. Dick game on Heverson. Smack a bitch before she damage shit. I'm Rick James off heroin.